In today's video, we're going to be creating this glass bubble animation in Figma. So let's get started. First, what we're going to do is insert a frame. So I'm just going to click on F and I'm going to insert a desktop frame and I'm going to click on that and I'll just insert that. I'm going to change the height to 810. Next, I'm going to bring in this image. The link to this image will be in the description below. So I'm just going to bring it into our frame. I'm not going to resize this. I'm going to just leave it, let it overlap the frame completely because I want to have some of the bubbles from on the edge of our frame. So if we don't have this image overlapping the entire thing, the bubbles may refract the background, meaning the white or black background, whatever background color you have. I want it to only refract the image. If that makes sense, don't worry, when we're doing it, you'll see what I mean. So we have this. At the time of recording, the effect is currently only available for frames, but we're going to be able to make circles out of our frames. So I'm just going to go to frame and I'm going to click on frame inside the same frame and we have this frame. So the current dimensions is 100 by 100. We're going to leave it at that, but we're going to make the radius 100, the corner radius, and let's add effects. Go to effects and we're going to select glass and we have this glass. Let's change the settings of this glass effect. So the current direction or the angle of the light is 45 degrees. The intensity is 80%. Refraction is 80%. And let's make the depth 36. Let's make the dispersion 46. And we're going to make the frost 6. And we have this bubble. Next, let's create some copies. So I'm just going to use Alt and create 2 more copies. For this one on top, I'm going to change the dimensions to 200 by 200 and leave the second one as it is. Let's make the third one 50 by 50. Now, what we're going to do is make 6 versions. We're going to have 6. The largest bubble is going to be 6. So we're just going to go ahead and create some copies of this. And now we have 6 of the largest one. For this one, we're going to have 8. And I'm just going to create copies. Oops. And I'm going to have 8. For the smallest bubble, we're going to have 10. So I'm just going to do that and I'm going to duplicate this till we have 10 copies. So we have 6 of the largest one. Oh, it's currently 5, sorry. It's supposed to be 6. 6 of the largest bubbles, 8 of the medium, and 10 of the smallest one. So what we're going to do now is move things randomly and we have them in their frame. You don't need to have all of them in the frame. You can have some of them sticking out. You can have some of them overlapping each other. Careful so you don't combine both of them. Or you can have one overlapping the other. So just go ahead and move these bubbles around randomly on your frame. I've just gone ahead and moved all the bubbles around as best as I can. Once again, doesn't really matter where you place them, just move things around a bit. So what we're going to do with this desktop, let's first of all rename this frame bubbles. Why not? And I'm going to Control Alt key to make it a component. So you can just go ahead and make this entire frame a component. And I'm going to create a variant. Now in this variant, what you're going to do is just like you did to create this one, move your bubbles around to create a second variant. And when you've moved things around, create a third one and a fourth one. So we want to have 4 variants for our animation. So just go ahead and move things around in the second variant and then do the rest. Alright, I've done my best to create 4 variations, 4 variants, and then moving the bubbles around. When we are animating it, if it doesn't move, then we know which one I didn't move. So don't worry about it too much. Let's go ahead and animate this. So click on the first variant and we're going to go to prototype and we're going to connect the first variant, the default variant, to the second one. And I'm going to make this after delay. Delay is going to be 1 millisecond. The animation is going to be smart animate. Curve is going to be ease in and out. and the duration is going to be 2800 milliseconds, and I'm just going to close that. Let's move on to the next one. Select the second variant, connect it to the third one, and we're going to make this after delay is going to be 1 millisecond. All settings remain the same. Let's move on to the next one. Let's select this, bring this in, also after delay, and we're going to make this the delay 1 millisecond. Finally, let's connect the fourth variant to our default, and I'm just going to select this and bring this in like that, and I'm going to of course make the trigger after delay, and it's going to be 1 millisecond. So I'm just going to close this. Let me go back to our design tab. Let's insert a frame. So I'm just going to click on F, and I'm going to insert a desktop frame. Let's reduce the height to 810, and I'm just going to close that. So I'm going to go to my assets panel, and I'm going to bring in this particular asset and this particular component, and I'm going to bring it into our frame, and I'm just going to make sure it is centered properly, both horizontally and vertically. Now let's see it in the prototype view, and I'm just going to go to my prototype, and I'm going to launch it and give this a moment, and yeah, this is what we have. So I'm just going to look at it, and I can see that this one stayed put. So I'm just going to find something around here. So it may happen to, like, if you did had the same issue, and I'm just going to try and let me find the one that wasn't moving, and I'm going to animate it properly. Okay, and I found the bubble and I have fixed it. So let's see the animation one more time. So let's go to our prototype view, and there we go, we have our animation. So I encourage you to play around with the size of the shapes or the shape itself, maybe change it to a rectangle or whatever, and just play around with everything. But with that said, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.